So now we find out which kinds of people, or 7 kinds of people that Allah or God will shield at the trouble time, at maybe the end time. Because there will be no shade except God at that time, except God's shade.
Yes.
Nowhere that you can take refuge. That's what it means here. Nowhere you can escape. If you are in a desert and there's nothing else, only endless desert, then you have no shade at all.
Yes, Master.
So shade is very important. And when there are times there's no shade at all except only God's shade, meaning only God's mercy, then you can escape or you can survive. Then this is the time. This is our time now.
Understand. Yes.
Where nothing can protect you, can shield you. Almost nothing.
Yes, Master.
You can see one vaccine after another. And the pandemic still has the way to mutate.
Yes.
We can chase them forever. They will find a way to eliminate our hope, our survival. This is the thing. I hope humankind will wake up. My goodness. We did our best already. We have our television all over the planet already. And we're talking every day on Supreme Master TV.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Different topics just to wake them up. I just hope they will wake up, or else I'm helpless.
Yes, Master.
I'm helpless. Sometimes I can just cry. I cry and wishing that I don't have to witness all this. And knowing more about the future, even scary.
Yes, Master.
And painful for me. It's still like if you have some dear person to you, loved one, and he's in coma, no matter how much you talk to him, tell him to wake up, he just won't. And you fear of losing him. That's the feeling I have. And helpless.
Yes, Master.
Helpless watching. That's my feeling. There's such pain and frustration and hopelessness.
Yes, Master.
Of course, I still have hope and I'm still doing my best. I still pray, but it's too painful to watch. Now, the first person that will be shaded by God, protected, shielded by God, is, first one, a just ruler, good leader.
Yes.
Second is a young man who has been brought up in the worship of Allah. Worship Allah alone, sincerely, from his childhood. Means God, you're born in a lucky family who has been initiated by an enlightened master.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
When you were young, you have already been taught and been enlightened. Like in our group, 6-year-old kids can be taught already all the morals and theory of enlightenment and even being enlightened already at young age.
Yes.
And then at 12 years old, fully initiated. This will be shielded by God. At that time, of course, it's the same. Now it's the same. Do you understand now?
Yes, Master.
The third person is a man whose heart is attached to the mosque, means ashram. The mosque is an ashram where the living master imparts the holy teaching and initiation, etc. for anyone who offers the 5 compulsory congregational prayers in the mosque, meaning any initiates like your brothers and sisters, even though he might be a lay person or monk or nun, doesn't matter, but his heart, his home is the ashram. Maybe he doesn't live there. It doesn't mean he has to live there day and night just, but maybe he does.
Yes.
Because he's so attached to the ashram. Ashram, he feels like it's his home. Nowhere else he can feel like a refuge for him. And then he takes that opportunity. Maybe he stays in ashram, so he has time to pray like 4 or 5 times a day.
Yes, Master.
Like what we do in a retreat.
Yes.
Or the people who live in an ashram who do. Or like you guys who, even though busy, but stay together in an opportune situation, so you can meditate more than ordinary people who work outside.
Yes,
Master.
So these persons are shielded by God or shaded by Allah. Allah means God.
Yes.
Master.
Number 4 is two persons who love each other only for Allah's sake, and they meet and part in Allah's cause only. Okay, just like two initiates who are maybe married to each other or stay together because they have the same ideal, same direction of God worshiping, meditating, and being good and doing good and thinking good. And just like some brothers and sisters of yours outside there.
Yes, Master.
Or even you yourself stay together just for the sake of God's work.
Yes.
And even if you meet each other just because you are together, you meet each other, you work together just for God's cause. And then even if you die, you have God in your heart only.
Yes, Master.
So not just two persons, but many persons, okay, like you are together.
Yes.
And you work, you stay there, you work there just because you love God and you want to partake in God's work at this time.
Yes, Master.
So these persons, just like you guys are the ones who will be protected by God.
Yes.
Because your heart is only for God and doing God's work unconditionally because of your faith, because of your love for God, for God's good work. Okay. Number 5 is a man who refuses the call of a charming woman of noble birth even for an illegal sexual intercourse with her and says to her, I am afraid of Allah, meaning he doesn't want to have physical intimacy with this woman, even though she is charming and she is from a highly noble lineage.
Yes.
Even then, he doesn't want to have illegal sexual intercourse because I guess in every religion they don't accept illegal sexual intercourse. Maybe like extramarital status.
Yes.
Or maybe like those pedo priests who rape children.
Yes, Master.
These are all illegal sexual intercourse. So a man who can refuse such a temptation and doesn't have intercourse with the charming and high social standard woman because he fears Allah, then he also will be shaded by God.
Yes, Master.
Meaning you should be pure.
Yes.
Be upright, not like those pedo priests. My God, they don't fear God, do they?
No, Master.
They truly don't know what God is. They truly don't believe God exists. Otherwise, they wouldn't dare.
Exactly.
Anyone wouldn't dare not talk about priests or monks
Yes, Master.
or nuns like they are. Oh, such evil practice. And people still let them. This world is truly, they are asking for doomsday.
Yes.
Because they tolerate all these ugly things, filthy things against God's will and rules, against the purity of priesthood.
Yes.
And they make the church filthy, defiled. They are defiling the holy place like the ashram, like the churches. The church is an ashram.
Yes. Yes.
It's a holy place, it's a mosque, it's all the same. The mosque, the temple, the churches, the ashram, they're all holy places. Same meaning.
Yes.
And ashram is the same like the church where people congregate and pray and meditate on God. Originally, it's like that.
Yes.
So now it's just an empty building. There's nothing in it. And even filthy, defiled by these pedo priests and the like. Nuns, monks, terrible, terrible. Okay, now, number 6 is a person who practices charity so secretly that his left hand doesn't know what his right hand has given. Meaning nobody knows how much he has given or when or how. This is the way we should do charity.
Yes, Master.
Originally we did it like that. And then we had the television. And then we had to let people know as an example for others to reawaken their charitable heart within. Otherwise, if you give somebody $1 and you tell others, then you lost that. You lost the merit. If you tell it again, then you have to give again, or else you owe $1.
Oh, right.
Because the more you tell, the more it multiplies. You give only $1, you keep telling.
Yes, Master.
So the way we give charity and we report it on television is because we just report everything. because I don't care whether or not I have married.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, I do all that just to teach humans by example as well, not just talk.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have to sacrifice that. Otherwise, you should not tell anything good that you have done. And nevertheless, I offer all that to God because it's only God who gives, not I anyway. I had nothing when I was born, okay?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And nothing is mine. If God doesn't give permission or bless me with it, I will have nothing anyway.
Yes, Master.
So in my heart, in my humble gratitude, I feel I give nothing, just all God, okay? And hopefully that will save me from trouble.
Yes, Master.
Trouble of telling against my will. Because before I gave, I never say anything, and nowadays we have to, yeah?
Yes.
We have to declare, we have to report with tax and everything else, and also for other people to know, because we are reporters. We are reporting television as well.
Yes.
So whatever we do, we also declare to everyone. Nothing secret. Number 7, a person. Oh, you see this, the number 6 is similar to Jesus, what he said. He said, whatever you give from the left hand, you don't let your right hand know it. Similar like
Yes.
that, yeah. Oh, no, give with the right hand, don't let the left hand know. This is similar, okay. So now, number 7. You see, all the enlightened masters, they said similar things,
Oh, yes.
even though the way they formulate it is different. And of course, additionally, they would teach some more personal things from themselves, because each master has a different way of teaching people and has different types of followers. So they also have to have some additional talk, not just the 5 precepts or 10 commandments, but they have their own personal realization and affinity with different groups of people. Thus, their teaching is sometimes moderated a little differently or extra because of the needs of that time and the needs of those different groups. But all enlightened masters are enlightened masters.
Yes, Master.
And no matter what they say, it is only for the benefit of others and their disciples. Whatever they do is just for the benefit of others.
Yes.
So there is no religion that's different. Yeah, just different people, different interpretation, different mentality, different country, different custom.
Yes, that's right.
Accordingly, the master has to modify his teaching, but never of any harm. So number 7 is a person who remembers Allah in seclusion and his eyes get flooded with tears, meaning anyone who follows the teaching from God through any prophet, a master, but loves it so much and is so sincere, so pure, so truly devoted that even just the thinking of God or thinking of the master, they tear up.
Yes,
That means he is so pure. And sometimes people cry and they don't even know why, because their souls are longing for heaven, longing for God, longing for their original abode again.
Yes, Master.
That's the reason why they cry. Many of your brothers and sisters cry. Either when they see me or when they meditate, they think of how benevolent God is,
Yes.
all through the master or by the master, but of course all from God anyway. And then they cry, in secret even. I mean, not secret, but alone.
Yes, Master.
Meaning it's not for show. Yeah, it's truly for the love of God. So this 7 person, do you identify any of you? Yes, huh?
Yes, Master.
At least you are some of the characters in here, eh?
Yes.
Good characters. I'm glad. Congratulations then. Okay, this is done. So, oh, my God. I check if I have any more. If not, then not.